Hello and welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex. Today we were at Brendan Theaters watching Captain Marvel. So all of the final set pieces are in place. We are now prepared for Endgame. We have our final character in the roster now. Captain Marvel was something that I was looking forward to. It was definitely an entertaining movie. The acting performances are pretty good. Now, I don't feel like Brie Larson is a bad actress. I don't feel like she did a poor job of playing this character. I feel like maybe she was given some bad direction in some places. She's still entertaining to watch. She still has a lot of moments that make you cheer and stand up and, do all the normal superhero goodness things. She feels a little more one note as compared to your Hemsworths and your Pratts and all those other Chris's and all that of the business, just because I feel like she wasn't given the same direction to go out and be, I guess, charismatic to go with all of the other superhero stuff. She's a little more rough and tumble. That's all she really is. It doesn't really give you much more than that. She's just persistent. Like I said, I don't think that that's a fault on the performance by Brie Larson. I think that's a fault on the direction she was given. Samuel L. Jackson is great. He's a perfect foil for that rough and tumble type character. He has the smarts, know-how, and he has all of the funny one-liners and a very endearing relationship with a cat. This movie definitely has some of your Marvel high points. Cinematography is great. The action sequences are great. The story, when I was discussing it with Nick, he said that he felt rushed. Not necessarily like that the story didn't have enough time to set up all of the beats, but just the finished product itself was rushed, that it could have used a little more polish. It could have used a little more writing, could have used a little more flair in the director's chair. It's not the worst Marvel movie up to this point. Like I said, it was definitely entertaining. But I do feel like this character will stand better in a group of characters rather than it being the sole purpose of the movie is to learn about that one character. Having somebody like Brie Larson's Captain Marvel be a foil inside of an Avengers vehicle, where you have Chris Hemsworth and your Chris Evans, all of those different types of comedy stylings up against almost kind of like your straight man type character. I think that that'll have a lot of interesting play back and forth. While it had some 90s flair to it, the music, the soundtrack selection was absolutely outstanding. It definitely gave it that 90s feel. Some of the 90s jokes were good, and then you didn't get a lot of them. You could have easily just, if you weren't paying attention to the occasional moments where they're searching for something on Alta Vista, or they're waiting for something to load up on an old computer, it doesn't really have that 90s flair. You don't really notice it, which is unfortunate. If you're gonna market something as being this big beacon to 90s pop culture, you should make it feel a little more 90s. But like I said, that's a small gripe. It's not something that's gonna completely deter from your movie-going experience. It does all the things it does to lead up to Endgame, and I think that Endgame is going to be better for having some of this additional groundwork laid. It could have used a little more time to kind of polish some of the leftover things out. Still a good movie, just closer to Thor 1 and 2 than it is to Infinity War. Overall, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it's not my favorite Marvel movie, but I definitely enjoyed watching it.
If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We give you multiple videos every single week. And we have t-shirts available if you're interested in those as well. Those are available down in the description below. We hope you'll follow us into the Vortex. We'll see you next time.